8 to 5. My next guest is Scott Driscoll, who's the Executive Director of the Retailers Association of Australia. Scott, good afternoon.
Hi, Mike.
Now, you're concerned, I understand, that maybe your members and their employees are going to miss out a bit if they're not involved in the summit the Prime Minister's undertaking today in Brisbane in regards to the future.
Mike, we were there. I was certainly representing our members. We have several thousand independent retailers across the country. I'm also a director of NAGA, the National Association of Retail Grocers, and a director of COSBOA, the Council of Small Business, which was actually a co-host of the event. We had high hopes for the event today, I've got to say, and in my opinion, there were probably a few marks that were missed by the Prime Minister and Treasurer, but we hope it's just the beginning.
Well, you're hoping to get a better look in. Did you get it? Obviously, you didn't get the look in that you were hoping for.
Look, I think a lot
of the input.
A lot of the issues that were actually raised today and dealt with by the Prime Minister were probably fairly superficial ones, issues that affect small and medium-sized business every day of the week, let alone the economic tightening that we're all probably looking down the barrel of. So I think it was probably lacking on a bit of meat. And that's something that we need to continue to progress.
So clearly you have concerns down the track for your members.
Yeah, Mike, I think we have concerns. You could say concerns, you could say desires to see some fundamental structural change. And frankly, that wasn't addressed today. We wanted to see things like the Prime Minister committing to putting pressure on the states to abolish things like payroll tax. Now, payroll tax, as most people know, is one of the biggest negatives to employment in this country imposed by the states. Now, if the Prime Minister is talking about increased unemployment, that to me is just screamingly obvious as one of the things that you should abolish without thinking too long and hard about it. To encourage future employment. Now, that's one side of things. Another one would be an accelerated depreciation for capital investments, so business can reinvest in themselves. These sorts of things didn't come up, though.
So, as we all know, summits come, summits go. You feel as though there's an opportunity or two missed completely?
I think that's probably the kind way of saying it. This was thrown together very hastily on the back of a big business summit that was put together down in Sydney last week. We made certainly, from the Retailers Association point of view, some noises that we were pretty unhappy that was very big business focused, and the next week we see this rolling out. Now, as I said, I want to be positive. Most small business people are positive type of people, or you don't go into business. But let's hope this is just the beginning, and we want to see the Prime Minister and Treasurer get their teeth into some pretty meaty reforms and get business confidence high and the encouragement of future employment. So that's what we were asking for. Well,
in numbers, in round figures, your members, what does that represent in regards to people who've got to worry about a job?
Look, I mean, I think putting a number on the people that need to worry about their jobs is probably not the way we need to look. But if you're looking at the retail sector, for example, that employs 1.2 million people in this country. It contributes $300 billion to the bottom line of the economy. So we're not talking small figures here.
Thanks for your time, Scott.
Thanks, Mike.
Have a good weekend. Scott Driscoll is the Executive Director of the Retailers Association, concerned that things aren't addressed now. They've got a lot of people who are under the hammer in 10, 12 months' time. It's The Drive Show, 6255 4444.